What's up guys, and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to create wireframes, and it is very necessary that you create wireframes before you do your UI design. I've seen a lot of videos where people show just how to do the UI design and the wireframe is left out. That shows that the UX part of it is also left out in the video. So usually my previous video I do the wireframes on paper, and when I'm done with the wireframes on paper, then I start my UI design using my tool called Figma. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you step-by-step process how I took from wireframes down to designing the UI. So make sure you watch this video to the end, and leave me a comment section if you have any question. I'll be there to answer you. I'll try as much as possible to answer as much question I can in this video. So let's get started, guys. So the first thing I will do is to give this project a name, and the name of this project is headphone store. So it's like an e-commerce where a mobile e-commerce where they sell headphones. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create some pages. So these pages, I'll call this page wireframe. Then I'll add another page. I'll call this page UI design. So the essence of this is, I get to see my wireframes, and here I get to see the UI design creating. Remember, this video is a series, and I'm going to show you from the wireframe, which is the first series of this video, and the second series of the video is going to talk about the UI design. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select a frame, and I'm going to select iPhone 11 Pro X. So I have my frame. So the first thing I want to work on is the splash screen. So what I'm going to do is to give this a radius of, let's say, 32. So now, and I'll rename this to be splash. So after I've done this, now there are basic things in wireframes. You need an image kind of logo to show that this is an image. So I'm going to select an eclipse. Then I'm going to give this eclipse maybe a size of 80 by 80. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this. Let me make it 100 by 100. Okay, this is fine. Then I'm going to click on the edit object here, and I'll select this pen tool. Then I'm going to click from here. I'm trying to create a standard for my images. So I'm going to create another line here, and I'll click on done. So when I'm done with this, I'll add a stroke, and I'll add the stroke to be 2. Then what I'm going to do is to reduce the thickness or the color of this stroke. So what I'm going to do is, once I select the image, I go to the color of the stroke. I use shift up is to reduce the color, to tint it. Then shift down is to add more shade to it. So I'm tinting it down a little bit, and I think I'm okay with this. Another standard I need, this now shows that this is an image. Another standard I need is the rectangular size of image. So I'm going to repeat the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the edit object and select the pen tool. So I'm going to click from this edge to this edge, then also click from this edge to this edge, then I click on done. So when I select this, I can easily go to the stroke, click on it, and use my copy, which is Ctrl C on Windows, Command C on Mac. So I'm going to click on this and just Ctrl V or Command V. So remember the stroke size I use is 2. So I'm going to set. So these are my basic standards which I will be using in the design. So I need a logo of this app. So the logo will be here. And the next thing is the title of the app, or the company name, or the app name. So what I will do is I'll click on the text and then click here. Then what I'll do for the setting of the text is I need a font size of Montserrat. I need a font type of Montserrat. That is a typeface of Montserrat. So what I will do is select the text again. Then I'm going to change this from Roboto to Montserrat. Then I'm going to set the size of this to be let's say 24, and set this to be bold, and maybe set the letter spacing to be 1.6. So, and the content, this is a head font store. So I'll reduce the opacity of this. I'll rather reduce or add a color, add a light to it, which is I'm tinting it. So I'll select this color and use Shift up to reduce to add a tint to this color. And I think I'm okay with this. So next thing is I'm going to sorry about this. I'm going to select this to the up, then align it to the center. I'm also going to select this to the up, then align it center. So the next thing I'm going to do is to select a text. Also, I need a text description that does let the user know about this app. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to set this text description to also Montserrat, but this time around it's going to be 18 pixel and not bold anymore, semi-bold. So the next thing I'm going to do is to use my plugin. So I will right click here and go to plugins. Then I'll look for Lorem. That's the plugin I want to use. So when I select Lorem, I click on auto generate. So this gives me one line. So I'm going to do that again and auto generate, and I have this. Remember the color, so I'm going to tint the color. I'm going to select it and go to the color field and tint it a little bit down. So I think I need more text, so I'm going to expand this a little bit and use my lorem again, and I think I'm okay with this. Then I'll increase the line height to, let's say, 150. That looks like a standard to me. So wireframes don't need to be more like so details into UI design. So you can just have you can just go ahead and do it as fast as you can, so that the idea you're trying to bring out in your design, you will not forget that idea. So as fast as you can, just try to do something that represents what you're actually looking for. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to meanwhile, I'm going to duplicate this. So I'll have it out here and duplicate this and bring it in. So I intend having a background image here, which will tell more about this app. So the next thing is a CTA, which is a call to action button. So what happens in this screen after you've seen the app name, the logo, and the description? Next thing is a click to action button that will take you to the products page. So to do that, I usually add grid layout grid to my design. The essence of adding layout grid is to help me align content perfectly on my design. So I'll click on add layout grid, and this layout grid is going to be columns, and I'm going to select 12 for this. And the standard for Gota for mobile phones is 16 pixel. You could check the standard on material designs and the rest of that. So I'm going to use a margin of 24, but a lot of articles out there and a lot of designers advise you use a margin of 16, but I'm using 24 for this. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this margin, this layout grid, which I've added to create my button. So what I will do now is to create a button, and that button maybe a size of 60. So what I'll do is to select this and create a button down this way, and I'll reduce the size to 60. Let me zoom in so that you see what I'm doing. So okay, then I'll add corner radius to it, so I can scroll this down this way. Can keep scrolling. That's the good part of this Figma. So I can keep scrolling and I get the shape I want. You can just add your value, let's say 50, and 50 gives me what I want. So I'm going to turn off the layer grid by clicking on this I2 here on the layer grid section on the property panel. So I'll click on that and it's off. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a text. So I think I will duplicate this text. So Ctrl D, I'll bring it here and drag it to the top of the rectangle, and I'm going to give this, let's say, start shopping. So this is my call to action button. Sorry, can I remember how to spell shopping? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this to be auto weight, and that's fine. And I want it to be centered of this button, so I'm going to duplicate this way. Sorry, did I say duplicate? I'm going to drag it this way, and I'll drag this very at the top and drag this at the bottom, and also drag this way. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to set it to the center align and align at the middle. Fine. So I can now select the text and the rectangle, and I can right click and say group. So you can use Command J or Control G depending on the windows you're using to do this. So awesome, but I don't think I like this color. I can set this to be align center. I don't think I like the fill colors, so I have a fill color which I already want to use. So, and that fill color is D8, D8, D8 is a great kind of fill color. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to select this and this and this and this and this. So this color, which is D8, D8. So I'm going to use that there. Then the stroke color of this, I want to use 828282 for the stroke. So I'm going to duplicate this and change the color to 82. And let me see what we have. Okay, that's fine. So change this as well. So it doesn't matter the design, it's just you trying to make it more visible for, even if you're not the one working on the UI, the person working on the UI will be able to understand what you're doing. So we have this splash where we just have a logo to tell about the design. Then we have the title of the app or the name of the company. We'll have this app, then the description. Then I have a background image which I want to show on the splash. Then I have a button that takes me to the next slide. So what I will do is to duplicate this. So once I duplicate this, I'm simply going to delete some of this and delete this and this and this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need some navigation at the top so the user can see other functionality of the menu of the app. Sorry. So what I'm going to do, I have a plugin which I call what's the name of the plugin? I have a plugin which I call feather icons. So there are various icons out there which you can use. So I just simply use feather icon. So when I click on feather icon, what I'm looking for an icon which this can work, which is called align left. So I can use my command X to get it. Then I go to my splash and use command V to paste it right there. So I can take this to the top right here because that's where I want it to be. So I can look at my grid line and make sure I align it exactly at my green line. So another thing you can do is to change the color. So this color is 585858. Excuse me. So the next thing I'm going to do is to change the color right here. and I've changed the color for the splash. So I can turn off the grid line, and I have this. The next thing I want to show that once you select a product, it should go to the cart. So I'm going to use that plugin again by right clicking and going to my plugins. I made a video how to install plugins. You can check other videos in my channel to see how to install plugins. So what I'm going to do now, I'm looking for feather icons, and the icon I'm looking for is a shopping cart. So I'll search that, and I'll say shopping cart. Here it goes. So I'm going to select the icon, and use my command X to cut it off there, and command V to put it inside this frame. So I'm going to drag this to this point, and this color I'm going to pick it, which is 5.8, and also make the same color for the cat icon. So next thing I'm going to do, I want to make sure that it's at the point where I need it. So yeah, so I'm going to select this two, and I'll make it both align center. Then I think I'm okay with this, so I'll turn off the grid line, and this is fine. So the next thing is, oh, I don't know when I changed this, the color, so but we're going to drag this here, and I'll pick the color, which is 5.8, and I'll paste the color right here, and that's fine. So we are having a good wireframe. So yeah, we need to know the title of the app. So next thing which should be on our wireframe is, for example, a user want, let me see my grid line. Okay, for example, a user want to search for a particular product. So we need like a kind of a search bar. So what I'm going to do is, let me turn on the grid line to help me create the search. So I'm going to select a rectangle and quickly do something like this. And it depends on the height you want to use. I think I want to use 48 for this. So I'm going to change it to 48. Then I'm going to add a little bit radius to it. So I might choose to add, let's add 8 to it. 8 corner radius. So I can turn off the grid line, so I can see what I have here. So I can bring this down a little bit, and I think this is okay. So I don't want a fill inside, so I'm going to remove the fill and add a stroke, and I can pick the color of this 5A. That's like my regular color now. So I'm going to give that color. So looking at the search box, we need like a placeholder, and maybe an icon that explains better what this box is meant for. Remember, you're trying to make the user use this very easily and very simple. So what I'm going to do is to right click and go to plugins and go to my feather icons. I love using feather icons. So I'm going to look for the search icon. Here it goes. So I'm going to select it, and it's not inside the frame, so I like using command X and select the frame and use command V to paste it inside the frame. So I'm going to drag it to the point where I need it, and I'm going to select this color. I'm going to use this color definitely. 5A. That's becoming a norm for me. So I'm going to paste it right here, and I have the search. That's awesome. So the next thing, our wireframes is coming out very good. So the next thing I want to do is the placeholder, which I mentioned earlier. So for me to add a placeholder, I need a text, and the text property should be pompous. So I'm using for my text here should be pompous, and I'm using 16 this time around, and I'm making this regular. So what should be the content? Maybe you want to search for headphones. So let's say search headset. Oh, sorry, headphones. You need. That's awesome. Sorry. So, and I'm going to change the color. We used to this color, so I'm going to select this color, and I'll place the color right here. So, and I have this. Okay, awesome. So the next thing I want to talk about is yeah, we have our search here. The next thing is, okay, maybe we have categories of product owners which we want to sell their headphones. Maybe we'll have JPL, which is very popular. We will have Sony, we have Beats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a section of categories where the users can easily click on a particular category and see headphones that are associated with that category. So what I can do is I'm going to select this frame and I need like a kind of heading for the category. So I'm going to call this category. Let's make it categories. So, and I want to change this to Montserrat. So I use Montserrat for headings and I use Pompey's for inner text. That's fine. So the next thing is to make this semi bold, and I'm going to make this 18 because it's my heading, and definitely I'm going to change the color to 5A. So I'm going to copy that and I'll paste this right here in the color field. So we have the category heading, and I can drag this to this point a little bit up. So I'm not so bothered about my white spacing. I'm not so bothered about the UI design principles. I'm just trying to have my idea on 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 the wireframe so that when I start doing the UI, I can concentrate more on the UI design principles. So for now, for the categories, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a rectangle and I want to show like the list of the categories. So now you might have asked me why I used 12 columns. You can end up using 4 columns, 8 columns. I know people who use 8 columns. I know people who use 4 columns. Depending on what you want to achieve, there are no set rules. They're the kind of grid columns you are going to use. So you understand what you want to do and what you want to achieve. You just need to know that the set your gutter to 16 and set your margin to like say 16 as well. You can also set it 20, but I like using 24. So now the essence of me using 12 is I want to be able to align. Now look, I'm using 4. Let me zoom in a little bit so you see what I'm doing. So I'm using 4 for this first content, and I can duplicate this extra 4 and extra 4. I'll have 3 cards to show the categories. So, but if I'm using a grid system of just 4, I can align even odd numbers. I'll only align even numbers. I hope you understand this. All right, so the next thing is I'm trying to create a card for the categories, and I'm going to make this card 130 by height. Then I'm going to set like yeah, a little radius of let's say 8. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to turn off the grid line so I see what I'm doing very clear. So these categories, the fill color, I'm going to tint it by using my shift up. I'm tinting the fill. So what I need is I need to describe maybe a logo and the name of the product category. So what I'll do is I want to use labels for the logo. Excuse me. So what I will do is to select this, and I'm selecting a circle or an ellipse. Then I'm making it 40 by 40, and the fill color. Definitely, I'm going to use. Let's use this for the fill color. Then I'm going to take this in here. Then I need a text for it as well. So I think I'm going to pick this text, so I'll Control D. So for JBL, I'm going to be using J for that, and I can increase the shade by shift my arrow down, and let me zoom in and take this to the middle. Up, yeah. So I can bring it to the front by holding my command bracket up, my bracket right. To bring it down, you use your bracket, your command bracket left. So you'll just look for the keyboard shortcut for this. So I'm going to align this way, and I'll set this to be align middle and align center. Great. So I'm going to select the ellipse and the text, then I'm going to right click and say group. So we're making some progress. The next thing I'm going to do right here is to add the text of the maybe describe more about this. So I think I'm going to, let me duplicate this as well. Command D to duplicate. Then I bring it to the front, and I'm going to say this is JBL, definitely. So I'm going to select this both and make it align, center together, and set it this way. So I think I'll add a stroke to this, and I'll add a tint to the stroke line, and I have something like this. Great. So I can select everything here and right click and make it a frame selection, or group it so that I can easily duplicate it and drag it everywhere I want. So the next thing I'm going to do is to turn off make my grid line show so that I can duplicate this to equal spaces. Okay, that's nice. So I'll turn off the grid line and I have this. So you go ahead if you know other products you want to talk about. So let's take, for example, Sony. So I'll quickly do that. I'm going to call this. Meanwhile, I'm going to set let me Control Z what I've done. So I'm going to set this to be center aligned so that it doesn't move from the center. So I'm going to set this to Sony, and I know bits, so I'm going to use bits for this, and the text should be big. Awesome. So I think I'm done with this section. The next section should be where I see popular products or some products that might interest the user into purchasing or adding those products to the cart. So I'm also going to create something like this. So now I want to use the grid again, but this time around, I'm going to select the rectangle, and I'm not making this a card of 3. I'm going to make this, honestly, I'm going to make it 6. And what height am I going to do? I'm going to make it 250 by height. So I'm going to make it 250. Excuse me. Then the title for this, I'm going to duplicate this. And so the title of this section, I'm going to call it popular. Sorry about my spelling. Popular head. I found I was making a mistake with the spelling of the headphone. I'm missing H here. And I'm missing H here as well. Okay, thank God I saw this before the ending of this video. So I've made this 6, and this look great for me already. So I'll turn off the grid line, and I'll drag this to the top this way, and I'm going to add exactly what I have here. So I'm going to copy, duplicate to select the rectangle in here. So I'm going to copy the fill, and going to copy and Control V, and I'm going to also copy the stroke, which is Control copy and Control V or Command V. So, and I want to set the radius to 8 as well. So this should be some sections, some cards to show the products. So I'm going to copy this, and paste that right here and bring it in here. But this time around, I'm going to make it, let's say 80 by 80. Okay, awesome. So this should be like the image of the product, and we need a description of the product, and maybe a price and the title of the and the name of the product. So I'm going to duplicate this category and bring it in here. So I'm going to bring it to the front. Then I know this product, which is I'm going to set this. I know this product called Turtle Beach. So I'm going to set this to be Turtle Beach, and the next thing is to add the price, and I'm going to duplicate this as well to add the price. So let's say this price is $99, and I want to tint it a little bit, make it more darker. Okay, this is fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this to this point. And there's one thing about UI also, you need to have be have what we call empathy. You need to know how to drive into the emotions of your design of your users of your application. So what I'm trying to do now is I want to make them feel like buying this product. So I'll duplicate this and bring it up here. But this time around, I'm going to reduce the size to, let's say, 13. Then I'm going to go to the properties of the text and I'll make a strike. So this shows that initially this is, let's say initially the price is 120, and I've reduced it to 99. So the user gets more interested to buying this product. User gets it more interested in buying the product. So I'll make this 120, but was reduced to 99. So, but this should not draw more attention. So I will still reduce it to 12, and then reduce the tint it a little bit, like add some lighting into it, so this doesn't draw more attention than the 99. Awesome, great. So guys, if you think this is great, write down in the comment section. Also, if you're new to this channel, remember to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, comment. That's how YouTube is going to know that, oh, this is a great video and this is a great content which I'm doing right here. So we'll make some adjustments, bring this a little bit up, and set to the center. So I'm going to select this two and set it to be center aligned, and group it with my Command J, set this two and set it to be center aligned. And I'll drag it to the top a little bit. Then I'll select the rectangle and select everything and say frame selection. So I'm going to, remember, if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. And also I need, in case a user wants to add this to their favorites. So I think I'm going to drag this a little bit down and drag this a little bit up. So, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add like an icon that the user can use to maybe make it a favorite. So I'm going to set this, and let's look at the favorite icon. Sorry about that. Let's use the love. Okay, actually the name is heart. So Command X, and I'll select the frame I want it to be, and Command V. So I'm going to drag this here, and let me check the color of this 8282. So I'm going to copy the color and I'll make this that color, paste it, so the user can add this to their favorites. So awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this, Command D, and I'll have a duplicate of this. You can use the grid to set it. Well, let's turn off the grid line, so we'll see what we have. It's not aligned properly. on the grid line. So that's the essence of the grid line. So awesome, great. So next thing I'm going to do is to turn off the grid line, and I'm going to kind of change this. I have another product which I know about. I got to know about this product from Amazon. So I think this is a little bit so much. So I'm going to reduce it to 16 and also do this to the 16 as well. So that's it. So the next thing is to have a navigation at the bottom. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to select kind of a rectangle that has a navigation at the bottom, and I'm going to set the field. Let's use this field and add a shade to it. Remember to add a shade to use your shift up arrow or down arrow on your keyboard. So I have this right here. So the next thing I'll do is this is looking awesome. I wonder how the UI is going to look like. Watch out for the next video. I'm going to make the UI of this and you see how it will appear. So now I need some icons quickly. So I'm going to select my feather icon. Make sure I select the frame so it goes there. So I need the home icon. So Control X and make sure I have it in the frame. Good. So I'm going to drag it again, and for the color, I think I'm going to use the 5A, and I will paste it right on the color. So this is looking great already. So, and the next thing is that I want to describe what that icon is all about. So it should take you to the home. So what I will do is I need to make this pumping. So I'm going to take this and duplicate this. So I'll drag it down here and bring it to the top. Then I'm going to set the size to 12 and I'll make it semi-bold. So this should be my home. Awesome. So I have my home and take this up a little bit. So don't bother about usually the arrangement on this stage of wireframing. So you do that more on the UI part. So for now, we'll just have this, and I'm going to select the both of them and make it, maybe add auto layout to it by using my Shift A and set it to the center. And the spacing between them, I'll set it to be 8. So the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this. And this time around, this should be another icon, which I'll call favorite. And I'll also duplicate this. Honestly, you don't even need to get the icons at this stage. You can do that on the UI design stage. So this should be the histories, and I'm going to duplicate this again, and I'll call this the profile. So I'm going to look for the icons and replace these icons with the new icons which I will look for. So let me quickly do that for the favorite. I'm looking for heart. Select heart. So my Command X and Command V. Drag it in here. Then the color should be this color. Because I used auto layer, that's why it's dragging it down. So don't worry about that. You see how to fix that. So I add the color and I delete the initial one. It aligns properly. So the next one is history. So I'm going to use like a kind of a chart. on message icon. So Command X and the Command V to paste it in here. So I'm going to drag this into this auto layout. Good. Then I'll change the color. I'm going to select this color and I'll paste it on this chart and place the color right here. And I'm going to delete this very one and it aligns properly. Then the last one, which is for the icons, I'm going to look for profile or look for user. Okay, select user and Command X and Command V so that it will be on this frame. And I'm going to take it in here and change the color as well. So I'm going to select this color and select this and change the color as well. Then I'm going to delete the initial one and we'll have this. So I can select each of these icons and use auto layout on it. Shift A, you have auto layout, and you can set the spacing of the margin to 8. So I can set the spacing to 48, and let's see, and I kind of align it the way I want. I think 48 doesn't make more sense, so let's try 42. So guys, don't bother about the UI rules, just have what your idea written down here. So our app is already coming to shape. Imagine we're pumping up colors on this. Imagine how it's going to look like. So the final screen I want to do, guys, remember, if you like this tutorial, subscribe, share it, like, comment. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. So what I'm going to do on this section, basically I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete what I don't want. I'm going to delete. So I've deleted this and also delete this and also delete this. So this should be the name of the product, right? So the name of this product is .2page, and I'm going to give this a fake color of this. I'm going to pick this fake color. Okay. Then I'm going to add kind of a rectangle to like a kind of pop-up. Looks like what people are into now, like using the pop-up. So I'm going to make this a fake color of white. Then I'll make the corner radius to be 40, and I'll reduce this to start at this point, and also reduce this to start at this point. Awesome. Then I need this logo to show that, okay, add the logo or add the image of the products here. So, and I'm going to set the size of that to be, let's say, 244 by 244 or 240 by, let's use 240 by 240. Also, so I'm going to set this here. That's where the product image will look like, will be. So I'm going to set the title here. And another thing is I'm going to turn the grid line so I'll make sure it's starting at that point. All right, so set this and set it center line. Okay, that's fine. Then the next thing I need is description of this product. So I can set this and set like kind of the kind of size I want for the description of the product. And I want this, remember I said our description should be pump-based, so I'm going to make this pump-based. Then I'm going to make this regular and make it 14. Then next thing I'm going to do is to use my plugin to get me some random text. So Lorem is a plugin I use for that. So click on auto generate. So I have some good random text. It's just that the color, I need to work on the color by selecting this very color and paste that color right away here. So I have this. Awesome, looking good. So I'll click on auto width, auto height, so that I get the height of the text. That's nice. So I'm going to turn on the grid line and see if it is starting at the grid line. So I'm going to drag this, start at the grid line, and also end at the grid line. So I'm going to turn off the grid line to see what I have. The next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this to get a price of this product. So and if you look at the price there, it's $99. So I'm going to make this 99.00. So I'm going to drag this down to this point and add something to it because I want the price to stand out. So the user doesn't say, oh, I didn't get to know what the price is and I paid for it. So awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is I need some ratings for this product so people can see the rating of the product. So what I'll do is I need a plug. Do I say plugin? I need a plugin here to get some icons for the rating. So I think star will get me that. So I have this. So just Command X and paste it here, Command V. So I'm going to drag the star rating over here and setting up star rating. The fill, I think there's no, I'll turn on the fill and select the fill to be this. No, exactly. I'm filling the frame, so I'm going to select the vector itself and I'll change the stroke color to this and I'll change the fill, add a fill to it and change the fill to something lighter. So looks like it's selected now, so I'll change the fill of the vector, add more fill to the vector, add more tint, make it more dark a little bit. Right. So I'll duplicate this and select the boot and add auto layout, which is Shift A, because I've added an auto layout to it. So, and what I'm going to do is to set this auto layout to be centered and set the spacing within them to be 4. So this fill color, I'm still going to add some tint to it. It looks darker, and the stroke add also a tint to it. So next thing, what do I want to do? Or let's just use the same color for the stroke and the fill. Awesome. So star ratings are usually 5. So the third one was rated as well. The fourth one rated, and the last one wasn't rated. So the last one I'm going to remove the fill and leave alone the stroke. So the spacing within this, you can make it 4, you can make it 8. I want to use 8 for this. So this product is rated almost 100% or almost 5 ratings. So the next thing, I want to give the user the chance to select the kind of color they want for this product. So I'm going to duplicate this down here. But this time around, I'm going to kind of reduce the size so it doesn't outsmart the title of the product. And I'm going to make it semi-bold. So this should be item color. So it's not outsmarting that. So I'm going to make some kind of circles to show that different colors which you can select. So I'm going to select the Eclipse 2 and make it 20 by 20. So this shows that you can select different colors. So what I can do is I can duplicate this to have different variety of colors. So for this very one, I can duplicate and increase this a little bit, increase the second one which I've duplicated. So I hold my shift to increase Evelyn. You could, we could as well increase it to, let's say 35 by 35. Then I'm going to remove the fill color. I'm taking the fill color. Let me copy the fill color, remove the fill color, and add the stroke to that, and the stroke color to that, and maybe let's say the stroke to be 2. So let's see what we'll have. So I can drag this to this point, and as well reduce it a little bit, and drag it to make it equal. I'm going to select the both of them and use my Command G so I have this. and then select this tool and use auto layout on it, and the auto layout should be centered and the spacing within them should be 16. So also we have the color. The first one shows that it has been selected, and I can reduce this a little bit. It's kind of outsmarting. Yeah, I think it's outsmarting there. So I'll ungroup it and reduce this. This should be 20. Yeah. So we'll reduce this a little bit so it doesn't outsmart. Reduce this a little bit. Okay, what will happen? I'm going to make this 20 and 20. There's the outer. Then make this let's say make it 15 by 15, or let's make it 12 by 12. So I'm going to set it at the middle, and I'll select the boat and use my Command J to group. So I'm still going to select everything, and I'll make it add an auto layout to it, and the spacing within there should be 16. So this is okay. This color item, I don't want it to outsmart this, and that's why I'm trying to reduce the size. So nice, we have this. Remember guys, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and whatever you do to help me out, please do it so that this video will go viral. So what do you think about this video already? So go to the comment section and let me know what you think about the video. I also feel like reducing this, so I'm going to make this 18 by 18, and also do that for this. Make it 18 by 18. Awesome guys. So the next thing is I'll just simply pick up this button here and paste it. So that's the next thing. Person should add to cart after looking at the product. So we'll call this add to cart. Awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do is assuming I want my user to be able to choose the number of quantities they want. So I'm going to duplicate this and bring it down to this point. I'll use a short form for quantity this way, and I think this should be smaller letters. I'm going to use smaller letters TY, and I need kind of a box that they will click to either add or minus. So I'll set this box here. I'll make this box 20 by 20. Add some radius to it. Then I'll reduce the add tint to this color by reducing it downward. Then I'm going to duplicate this text, and the content should be minus. Then I'll set it to be auto width and auto height, and drag it here and bring it to the front. Awesome. So I'm going to select the boat and use Command J on it. So this is one of the box, so I'm going to duplicate it to have for the plus. And assuming you have selected one content already, so I'm going to duplicate this. Naturally, you're already selecting one, but this should be pompous, semi-bold, and the system is fine. So we'll just take this way and select everything and use auto layout on it and make it to be align center, and the spacing within them I'm using 8 for this. Awesome guys. So guys, we are done with our wireframe for our mobile UI design. And remember what I said about wireframe. Wireframes just give you a logical arrangement of the information or how the application is going to look like. And once you do this, it makes the UI very easy. Remember, I said don't do wireframes, don't do UI, without wireframes. So initially what I do in the previous videos is I make my sketch on a paper. Then once I'm done making the sketch, then I do it on Figma. So guys, if you think this video is a great one, if you really like this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the first series of this video. The next video is going to show you how to create the UI. So guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you in the next series of this video. Bye.